The 8083s or the 8083 Ultras? Let's find out. What's up guys, Vinny here with Sneaker Tweaker and welcome back to another video. Today we have a versus video on the Way of Wade 8083 versus the Way of Wade 8083 Ultra. Now, both of these shoes are great shoes, and if you've played in either of them or if you've played in the previous models, the 8082s or the 8082 Ultras, then you know that these shoes are amazing. And for the price that you're able to get them at and the availability, they're very little other shoes in the market that can compare. These shoes are very notorious for being compared to Kobe's. Particularly, a lot of people have compared them to the Kobe 9s. And a lot of that, as you guys know, has to do with the traction. Traction is the biggest thing that the Kobe 9s are known for. And these things are no slouch. I would say these are pretty heavy hitters when it comes to the traction department. But as an overall shoe, they're just super amazing. As always, let's kick it off with the traction. Now, the 8083 and the 8083 Ultra feature a multi-directional traction pattern. Both of them pretty much feature kind of a herringbone traction pattern, and they're more like a wavy herringbone. It's not like a sharp herringbone traction pattern, but wavy herringbone. And for me, I would say that Wade 8083 actually performed better than the 8083 Ultra. Now, that's not to say the 8083 Ultra didn't perform well. This still performed at a very elite level. This one, however, gripped like crazy. I mean, both of them were able to bite through dust. Both of them have a nice squeak to it. This one though, this one screeches. So if you love a kind of a squeak that goes throughout the whole gym, this one's gonna do it. Like I said, squeak doesn't necessarily equate to performance, but if you like that feedback, this is going to provide it. Neither of them also had issues with dust. So as I mentioned before, you can play with these on dusty courts, on clean courts, you're good to go. Now, the 8083 Ultra features a tough OS rubber outsole, whereas the 8083 doesn't have that. However, both of them are actually super durable rubbers. So if you guys would like to take them outdoors, you should be able to do that. I've only played with them indoors, but they're both super durable. Neither of them really have any wear, and I've put a lot of time into these, and most of the time these shoes should have wear if you're putting that much time into them. As I mentioned, the 8083 Ultra for me was a better experience when it came to traction. I honestly felt like my foot was going to stop and the rest of my body was just going to keep going. That's how hard this thing stops. As for the cushion, they both feature a drop-in midsole. Now, the 8083 features a full-length cloud foam carrier with boom in the forefoot. Plus, you do also have this midfoot TPU shank plate for torsional support, whereas the 8083 Ultra features a full-length boom midsole, and that one has a TPU shank plate as well, which goes from the midfoot to the forefoot. As for which setup I like better, for me, I'm going to give the slide edge to the 8083 again, and that's not to say that I don't like full-length boom. It's just in this iteration of full-length boom, it felt kind of dead for me. This one I felt like had a little bit more when it came to compression and when it came to actual impact protection or impact protection that you can feel, whereas this one, like I said, was a little bit more dead. Now, both of them are pretty similar when it comes to the cushion. They're both pretty similar as far as impact protection. I will say the Strobel board in the 8083 Ultra does feel softer than the Strobel board in the 8083. However, as far as just a drop in midsole, I just like this setup a little bit more. This one, you get a lot more compression, especially in the forefoot, than you would in the 8083 Ultra. Like I said, it's not a huge difference, but it's a difference that I noticed. As for the fit, honestly, it's weird because I'm also going to give this to the 8083, and the reason being is because the 8083 for me out of the box was a much better fitting shoe. Now, I am a medium to a slightly wide footer, and the 8083 accommodated to that a lot better than the 8083 Ultra. As you can, I guess, kind of see, the 8083, especially on the upper in the forefoot area, is a little bit wider than the 808-3 Ultra. And on top of that, the 808-3 Ultra it feels like a more restricted and constricting shoe. This one was a painful process for me to break in, and it took me a good 2 to 3 sessions to actually break it in. It was painful, but I had to go through it because I wanted more of that one-to-one fit. Now, both of them do fit true to size, so that's not going to be an issue. Now, if you are a medium to a slightly wide footer, again, I would say the 808-3 is slightly better fitting, whereas 808-3 Ultra, if you are more of a narrow footer, this one might fit you better out of the box. Like I said, they're both great. They're both actually fit true to size, especially lengthwise. It's just this one fits more snug. Now, that was the same situation for me last year when it came to the 808-2 and the 808-2 Ultra. So it's just a recurring theme, it seems like. For the materials and the support, pretty much they're very, very similar. I mean, they both use textile upper with fuse overlays, and then a lot of TPU is used on the lateral side. However, you do get a little bit more when it comes to the materials when it comes to the 808-3 Ultra. You do get this nice beefy plastic or TPU heel counter in the 808-3 Ultra. You do also get a carbon fiber midfoot shank plate. You also get a carbon fiber plate on the lateral side of the heel. Besides that, I would say this one also is a thinner upper, so you do get more breathability, and you do also just have more openings throughout the shoe. It's not just a thinner upper, you do also have this window on the medial side to help with the breathability aspect. For the materials and support, I would say I'm going to give it to the 808-3 Ultra. However, with everything taken into account, overall, I would say the 808-3 is a winner for me. And that's not to say that this is a bad shoe by any means. It's just that this shoe is not as good as this shoe for me and my playing style and my preference, and particularly my foot shape. This one, I mean, generally, if you have a more pleasant experience in a product, you're going to like that better than another product. It's just human nature. Now, as for the weight of the shoes, the 808-3 without the midsole weighs in at, and these are size 9, keep that in mind, 11.7 ounces. The 808-3 Ultra without the midsole weighs in at 11.9 ounces. So it's a 0.2 ounce difference. And if we're counting with the midsole, the 808-3 in the size 9 weighs in at 14.2 ounces, whereas the 808-3 Ultra with the midsole weighs in at 14.3 ounces. So the same. As you can tell, this one's midsole probably has more going on in it. As for the price, the 808-3 is priced at $119, whereas the 808-3 Ultra is priced in at $159. And as for the boxes, they both come in pretty, I guess, the 808-3 comes in a pretty basic box, whereas the 808-3 Ultra comes in a little bit more of a premium looking box. This one's got, I guess it's more like heavyweight and more durable, and it's got some holographic features to it. As always, people also ask us where we get our socks from. Well, if you do want to get the socks that we play basketball in, and I always say I always have the mute colors, so I have the white ones and the black ones. That way they go with all of our shoes and all of the outfits. We get these from Amazon, and if you guys do want a pair, or if you, they come in a pack, they come in a pack of 3 pairs. Check out our affiliate link in our description down below. If you guys have played in the 808-3 or the 808-3 Ultra, let us know your experience down below. Which one do you like better? Or if there's a better shoe that you like as an alternative, comment that down below. If there are any other shoes you guys would like us to review, again, sound off in the comments below. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.